Hello, my loves. Blessings, much blessings to all of you. I'm going to start off with sending you selenite blessings. We're going to be cutting cords. We're going to be cutting what no longer serves us. And we're going to be invoking selenite blessings, heavenly blessings into our lives. Blessed be. All right. So, today I received a new oracle deck. This deck came out not too long ago, and it is new to me. It is an addition to the collection that I already have going on with this series. It is the Seasons of the Witch Mabon deck, or Mabon. So this is the book. I already opened this. This is the front of the box. Hold on, I just want you to see it. This is the front of the box. Typical cardboard box that their cards come in. This is the back of the box. The front. This is the guidebook, typical guidebook that comes with all of their decks. Again, this deck was created by Lorraine Anderson and Julia Diaz and illustrated by Tijana Lukovic. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. It is a very nice deck. So this is the back of the deck. As you can see, the deck is quite glossy. Very glossy. On my camera, this color is coming out a lot lighter than what it really is. This color is actually a dark, almost red, burnt orange color. All right. Let me take a look. Yeah. It's like a reddish burnt orange in person. So my camera, this is not the correct color of the back of these cards. All right, the color is much darker. On the side, this is actually like an orange copper gilding. Okay, comes off as orange coppery color, very orange. It's very nice. I already went through this deck because I was recording this video and because I don't know how to edit videos. Whenever I make a mistake, I have to start the video all over again. So I'm going to be showing you each and every single card starting backwards from the number 44 all the way to the number 1. So there are 44 cards in this deck. Now I just wanted to come back to the book. The book is in color. Okay, again, my camera is picking it up much lighter, but this book is in color. The images are in color in this book. You have your introduction, you have the Mabon themes and areas of focus are agriculture, ancestral healing, balance and transitions, concentration, endings and mourning, goals and accomplishment, gratitude, grounding, healing and self-care, planning and preparation, sharing and wisdom. Okay, so these are the Mabon themes, the areas of focus that the creators of this deck wanted to focus this deck on. Then it shows how to use the cards, many messages, using the cards beyond Mabon. These cards were crafted with Mabon's energy in mind, but the magic does not start and end with the Mabon season. Seasons of the Witch Mabon Oracle functions in the same way as any other oracle deck. The themes represented by these cards will be most apparent during the Mabon season, but there is always room to practice healthy boundaries. Evaluate your progress, seek balance, and make room for more self-care. Each person experiences energetic cycles in different ways. Absolutely. There is no right or wrong time to work with this deck. Some natural times to work with this deck outside of Mabon include when you're feeling stagnant or out of alignment, to gain a better understanding of where you're going, for evaluating toxic relationships, when working specifically with any of the animals or herbs in the deck, when you wish to experience peace of mind and more calmness in your life, for seeking balance, for support in letting go of what no longer serves. Besides working with Mabon as an oracle deck, there are some additional ways to use these cards that are listed below. Then it goes into daily guidance oracle cards, so you could use these cards as like a daily poll, daily reflection, intention cards. I just want to read the section where it says intention cards. Oracle cards can be used to invoke specific intentions. If you're seeking a mentor or general advice, you may wish to meditate upon the energy of campfire number 6 or incorporate it into a spell for support. If you find that you're in need of more fun in your life, consider placing mead and wine, card number 25, card number 25, near your bed to remind you of this intention, or Queen of the Dead, card 31, when you want to embrace your naughty side. You may also wish to carry a card that holds your intention throughout the day, or keep them on your desk or any other place where you can be reminded of their energy and your commitment to your intention. And then it says here that you could also use them as altar cards. Similarly to using the cards for intentions, you can place one or more cards upon your altar or sacred working space. The cards will work as a sort of vision board and hold the intention of your magical workings. Be sure to greet your altar space regularly so your connection to your intentions stays strong. I like that. And then it goes into a whole section of different spreads that you can use with these cards, okay? Different spreads. Sorry. And then it's going to go into the meaning of the, hold on, wait a minute, no. Oh yes, then it's going to go into the meanings of the cards, okay? And with, from what I see here with some of these cards, it's also going to give you not only the meaning, but some of them are going to say something like scan the QR code in the back of this book to receive bonus content, including who you're becoming worksheet. So in the back of this book, there is a QR code that you can scan for bonus material. Adjusting your antenna. Okay. All right. So there's a lot of information in this book. Again, there's a QR code in the back of the book, that you can scan to also download extra information, which is something that I'm going to do later. Um, and while working with these cards, if you wish, you can work with the book as well. Um, from what I see, you could use these books in your rituals. You could use them for spell work. You can use them as daily pull cards, and whatever else, however else you would like to work with them. Um, Sky's the limit, right? So again, like I said, because I was already recording this video and I messed up and I don't know how to edit videos, we're going to start from number 44 and work our way backward, okay? So this is wool. I hope that you can see the detail. These cards are really glossy, and my camera's picking up the glare. There we go. Look at how calming that is. She's just sitting by the window with her little cup of tea or whatever that is there that she's drinking, and you see the barren fall landscape in the background. You are woven with an embrace, protected, loved, and the familiarity of finally being home. I like that. I really like that. The next one is Witch's Rosary. Craft your skills with intentions, repeated, a practice of magic powered by purpose. So there's what that card looks like there. Next one we have Witches Gathering. Gather in power, come together in grace. Unity is rising and all will be embraced. So there's that. Next one up is Whiskey. Life should be sipped slowly with intention. Be patient as the vision reveals itself. I'm not gonna lie, the energy of this deck is very soothing, very calming. And it could also be the full moon that's shining right in front of me as I am giving this review. What is today? I think today is June 3rd. It's June, guys, when I'm right now as I'm reviewing this deck. It is June in the northern hemisphere, and we are about to go into summer. So I know that it's not time to be reviewing no fall deck, but I couldn't help myself. I'm really excited about getting this. But right now as I'm reading this, I'm looking out my window and looking up at the moon. It is a full moon in Sagittarius. Shout out to all my Saggies out there, including myself. Let me continue on. Next one is tobacco. Feed your ancestors. Raise the sacred smoke to them, for they are hungry to connect. Beautiful. Number 39 is Toad. Observe, for those who watch see all. That's a nice reminder. Talk less, observe more. Next one up is Tea Magic. Reach into your subconscious, pull from the source, and weave magic with intention, and the answers will unfold. That's a really beautiful, really magical scene right there. Straw bale. It's time you step out of your comfort zone, take up space, and reach new heights. There we are. St. John's wort and marigold. Against your will, there will not be, excuse me, no entrance, no welcoming. Be gone. So I'm assuming that St. John's wort and marigold are considered protective. I think marigold is associated with the sun, if I'm not mistaken. The next card is shape-shifting. Transformation is not the loss of what once was. It is the evolution of a more powerful self. Look at her look at her hiding her true self behind that mask. This is kind of like a gentle-ish reminder of how most people, most of us, wear masks in our day-to-day lives. And we need to step behind that mask and get in touch with who we really are. Some of us get too caught up and end up getting lost and taking on a persona that's not really ours. Wow. Okay. Next card out is Scarecrow. Remember that you are not alone. Move with confidence as you are guided. This to me speaks of a very protective card right here. Protective and also kind of like an illusion, right? Because a scarecrow gives the illusion of something scary, right? It's created to scare away crows from the farmers' fields, right? That harvest of to keep the crows away from the harvest is what I'm trying to say. But the animals, they don't know that these scarecrows are nothing but an illusion, right? I don't know. It's speaking a lot to me right now. Let me continue on. Root vegetables. In those hidden places where most fear to go is where the most nourishment is waiting for you to behold. And that's what that looks like there. Reminding us to dig deep. That's where the treasure lies. Treasures don't lie on the topsoil. You gotta dig deep, get to the bottom. Reaper. For the birth of something new to manifest, the death of something holding you back is inevitable. All right. Next up, we have Queen of the Dead. Fear not the rage of fire living within, for it is the power of your fierceness waiting to taste you fully. That's what that card looks like right there. Very nice. Next up is pumpkin spice and apple cider. Nothing is more nostalgic than the joy of belonging in your presence. Yes, who doesn't love freaking pumpkin spice and apple cider in the autumn? Come on. Come on, that's like a staple. Pomegranate. Dare to taste the unknown. Let it seduce your spirit awake. So there's that. Peppers. Be fierce about the ways in which you protect yourself. Allies await. Peppers are very protective, especially when you grind them up into some of that hot foot powder. Mm-hmm. Mountain cabin. There are times when solitude can be healing and enlightening. Escape from the city. Surround yourself with nature, especially in the fall time when the earth is dying, but it's dying gloriously, right? All of those beautiful trees change color. Molasses. To move forward, you must know where you are headed. Molasses, we all know molasses is a thick substance. This card to me speaks of moving slowly and methodically, um, and more cautiously, and just taking the time to consider things before taking action. This is a very contemplative energy. Um, Move slow to act, right? Because molasses is not a thing that is fast moving. It's very thick and very slow moving. Next up, we have mead and wine. Your presence embodied, tasting the pleasure flowing through your being. Could that be a representation of Dionysus pouring out the wine for the humans to enjoy? I don't know. Could be. Gonna have to look it up in the book later. Maple tree. There is a change coming that is so big, it will shift all that exists. What a beautiful card. Next up is kitchen witchery. You know what? I think this is one of my favorites from the deck. I love the way that she is in her kitchen. I'm assuming that's a pumpkin pie that she has there. She's surrounded by pumpkins and apples and her herbs and spices, the things that she harvests. There's a beautiful white candle lit. Got fire energy going on there. She got a little glass of wine there for her to enjoy. Look at that. Look at how soothing and calming that is right there. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. I'm going to tell you that I personally enjoy the fall season. It is my favorite season. It's very nostalgic for me. I have a lot of fond memories associated with the fall time. Haunted house. The things that haunt you are the things you have to let go of. Yeah, that's true. Old memories, experiences, trauma that that is difficult sometimes for us to let go. They sometimes these things they torment us so much that they take on a life of their own. And we have to learn how to let go. We have to learn how to let go and not allow our past trauma and hurts and pains to take on a life of their own. Harvest witch. What sacrifices have you made for the greater vision of what is to be? Very beautiful. Harvest moon. Slow your heart and move gently into the coming of self. This card is spooky. But it also speaks of wandering onto the shadow planes, right? This speaks to me of very hermit mode energy, um, going into the darkness, right? Um, Look at this. What is this? A moth? I'm assuming this is a moth, but then it looks like it has eyes on its wings, right? Going within, getting in touch with our shadow selves, um, learning from our shadow self, right? Looking at things from a different lens, from a different perspective, going within, is the theme of autumn and of the winter as well. Grieving, the chambers of your mourning are surrounded by nothingness, emptiness waiting to be seen. This is a powerful card. Oh, excuse me. This is a powerful card. She's screaming. She's raging against her torment. It almost looks like she's kind of trying to fight to stay alive somehow. It's like a large part of her has died, and she's trying to retain what life she has left within. I don't know, that's what this card speaks to me. It looks very much like she's trying to rage against something. Moving on, we have Ghost Whisperer. Be still in the whispers that ebb and flow through the silence. This to me speaks of spirit work, especially during the fall season. For some reason, definitely, I feel, me personally, I feel it more during the fall time, the presence of the other world, okay? And I feel it more in the fall time than I do with any other season. The fall is a time of mystery, of magic, of getting in touch with spirits. Um, it is a very, very heavily, it's a very the fall time, excuse me, carries a very heavy energy and presence of magic and just like tapping into the spirit world. The energy is so palpable at that time. I've always felt that way about the fall. Even when I was a kid and I couldn't even really understand what I was feeling or knew anything, but I knew, I felt a magic. Once September hit, I felt magic in the air. Foraging. There is no better feeling than having gone after what you desire. This is a reminder that you see how they're going after what they desire. They wanted those mushrooms, right? They're harvesting mushrooms there to eat. Um, they're going out there. They're doing the work, right? They intended to go out there and get their mushrooms for whatever it is that they're going to use those mushrooms for making delicious stews or whatever else they're going to make with it. But they went out there and they did the work to make it happen, right? So this is a reminder of us that you have that idea in your mind. Well, you need to take the action, and you need to go out there and you need to make it happen. You need to start gathering the ingredients. You need to start doing the legwork. Okay. Fire cider, dwell in the medicine that exists to protect the spirit. I'm not sure what fire cider is. I've heard of it. I think this is something that is made more down south, where people live in more rural areas, or like small places, small towns, and things like that. Um, but I grew up in the north, so in the city, this is not a practice that I grew up with, but I do believe this is some type of medicine that is made in the South. Please correct me if I'm wrong. If you know more about what fire cider is, comment down below in the comments. According to this card, it says that it's some kind of medicine. I definitely will also do my own research on what fire cider is. Fawn, be curious, dear child, and explore the world within the worlds. Okay. I feel fawns are, I don't know how fawns are in nature. Again, I'm a city girl, so I don't know how fawns act in nature. But fawns are baby deers, right? And to me, this card speaks of innocence. This card speaks to me of um, exploring a magical or spiritual practice, um, with a heart and the eyes and the mind of innocence, with the wonder of a child. Be open to learning and receiving messages from the other side. Next up, we have falling leaves. Let go of the things that weigh heavily on you. You deserve to take up space. This is a beautiful card. This is actually the card um that's on the box. Beautiful card. I see a lot of moths and a lot of blackbirds also in this deck. Next up, we have elderberries. There it is, a knowing within bone. Allow it to guide you. So I think the fall time is also, again, these are not practices that I personally was raised with, but people who work with things like elderberry, they make medicines out of elderberries and elderflowers, cordials, and other things around the fall time. They make homemade remedies to keep on hand during the fall time with berries and other things that they gather, that they harvest during the fall time to prepare for the coming winter. For me, it is Dr. Bruner's peppermint soap and Vicks, okay? Don't come for me, because those things are absolutely magical and helpful, especially if you add eucalyptus essential oil to the Dr. Bruner's peppermint soap. Just a couple of drops of eucalyptus essential oil to the Dr. Bruner's peppermint soap. That shit is magical. I heard that the Dr. Bruner's eucalyptus soap is even better. I have not tried it. They don't sell it in my area, unfortunately, but maybe hopefully one day I can get my hands on Dr. Bruner's eucalyptus soap and see what the difference is for myself. But anyway, next one up is darkness falls. Within you Live the hidden, the things that want nothing more than to swallow you whole. This is our shadow side. These are the ugly things that we hide deep inside ourselves that take on a life of their own. Okay? These are things that we refuse to face, and we need to face them eventually. And it could be scary to face ourselves, things that we've done, to admit when we're wrong. But that card right there is letting us know that, you can't hide forever. One day you gotta face those things. Crow, pay close attention. Excuse me. Pay close attention to the winds. There's a message making its way. I personally, I know that there's people that connect with crows. I am not one of those people. I had a nightmare about a crow, and that stood with me. I'm not gonna lie, it stood with me. And I'm not a very trusting person of crows. So that's one thing that I'm not going to say it turns me off to this deck, but I'm not too keen on working with the energies of the crow, or working with the totem of a crow. It's not for me. It doesn't jive with me and my energy. Next up is cranberries. Devour the truth. Let it sink into the depths of all that came before and all that will come after. So that's what that card looks like. Next up we have Coven. I am you and you are me. When we come together, we are all we seek. Friendship, coming together. Very nice. Next up we have Corn Maze. Although your path is unclear, it is there waiting for your faith to lead you. So there's that. Then we have Coming of Darkness. All the light is dimming, life is withering at the core. Are you ready? All the light is dimming, life is withering at the core. Are you ready? This is a very comforting card. I'm sorry. It's already getting late where I'm at right now. I wanted to record this video a lot earlier, but look, it's the weekend. I work, and I wanted to have a lazy day in bed as usual, as I usually do on the weekends. Next up is Campfire. Do not fear opening your mouth and allowing your tongue to speak. Sitting around, they're sitting around telling stories. Cacao. Next one up is cacao. You are loved, you are held, and you already are everything you seek. So that's what that looks like. Then we have breath work. Allow your breath to expand your spirit and fill your heart. Okay. It's funny. Before I finish off the last three cards, I actually did some breath work earlier with my son, as a way to just let go of all of that extra tension and all of that extra energy that that he has, and that we have, right? That we hold inside of us, right? From just our day-to-day lives. Especially for my kid, he is a teenager, he is a boy. um Teenage boys tend to have a lot of aggressive pent up energy inside of them. It's good for them to do sports. It's good for them to maybe take up boxing, to take up something physical, a physical sport or something, to get all of that energy out. Because especially for a young man, if they hold all of that pent up energy inside, it might come out destructively, right? And you don't want that. So for those of you who have a son, allow your son to play, allow your son to do sports. Okay, he is a boy. He needs to get all of that pent up energy out somehow. So it is definitely a good idea to for our boys to engage in sports. Okay. And honestly, not only boys, but really everybody, because even me myself, look, I'm an older middle-aged woman right now, and I've noticed very recently, within the past few months, that I have been extremely angry and agitated. And you know what it is? I don't exercise. I don't do any exercise at all. Um, the things that I have been watching on social media, the music that I listen to, has really affected me in a negative way. So I've been trying to make a lot more positive changes by not listening to certain type of music, by incorporating positive affirmations daily. So, just slowly incorporating more positivity into my life, a little more exercise, um, to help me get all of that energy to, you know, that extra energy to work it off, you know, to also engage in more breath work. So yeah, just little changes like that definitely make a big, big difference in your physical health and in your mental well-being. It really does help a lot. Okay. Again, this is a lifestyle. Is something that you got to keep up. Anyways, I'm totally going off track. Card number three is autumn equinox. Nothing is whole without the acceptance and acknowledgement of all. That is beautiful. You see summer. I'm assuming this is the season of summer handing off the rains to the fall now, right? It's like, okay, my time is done, and now it's your turn now, right? The seasons are changing hands. Yeah, I like that. Apple of my eye. Not all that's alluring may be what it seems. See beyond the illusion. This is very Snow White and Poison Apple type of energy for me right now. Especially with the part of not all that's alluring may be what it seems, right? Snow White was shown a beautiful, shiny red apple. It looked ripe and crisp and delicious, and when she bit into it, it was poisoned. So, not all that glitters is gold, and not all that looks good is really attractive or appealing. So, again, a beautiful reminder to watch out. Last but certainly not least is the apothecary cabinet. Without practice, without befriending them, they are strangers in your path. Look at that cabinet full of all of the ingredients and everything that is needed for ritual, for practice, um, for wisdom, maybe for medicine making in here. I'm going to shuffle this deck and I'm going to pull one. Let's shuffle up this deck. Let's pull a card from this deck. This one is speaking to me right now. Toad, observe. For those who watch, see all. Okay? Keep your mouth keep your mouth shut. Stand back and watch. That's what this card speaks to me. But because this is a review video, let's go to the book and see what the author's interpretation of this card is. My interpretation is exactly what I just said. Shut your mouth, stand back, and just watch, okay? Watch, because you learn more by watching. Here we are, number 39, Toad. Observer, path of least resistance, opportunist. Observe, for those who watch, see all. Your higher self chose this card because you are being guided to take a more laid-back approach to achieving your goals. Toads are passive in their hunt. They are happy to wait for their meal to find them while staying perfectly still, watching and waiting until the moment is just right to strike. There's wisdom in the way this creature finds its prey, wisdom that is greatly needed in your situation. Attempting to force your desired outcome may backfire, and your prey will slip away. Toad is confirmation that what you're seeking is nearby, but you might have missed it chasing the wrong path or focusing on one outcome. If you find you are frustrated, tired, or disappointed from a lack of results, perhaps it's time to trust in a higher power and wait patiently for the circumstances to be just right. You will know the right moment to take action. This card could also be asking you to be aware of your situation. Perhaps more information is needed or something significant is about to occur that could drastically change your point of view. It would be unwise to make any decisions just yet. For now, accept what is, and more will soon be revealed. I'm going to tell you right now, this is absolutely in accordance with what I'm going through right now in a particular part of my life at this present time where I am in my life right now. Absolutely, I'm sitting here right now and out my in front of my window It is June 3rd, 2023, and tonight is the full moon in Sagittarius. I am also a Sag. Shout out to all of my Sages out there. And I'm going to tell you that my whole entire life I have lived impulsively. I have lived fast. I have lived with not much tact, like a typical Sagittarius, right? And as I am becoming more mature, I find myself wanting to slow down. I find myself wanting to step back more, to observe more, to watch more, to listen more, right? Um, when we step back and watch and listen silently, we tend to learn more, and we turn to learn things that are not that obvious if we just sit back and watch. What's not obvious to other people will become obvious to you because you start learning um, to pick up on the small things, to notice certain things that most others would miss, right? So, yeah, this is absolutely in tune with me and where I'm at in my life right now. I hope that you enjoyed this review video. Comment down below. Tell me what you think of this video, of this deck. Do you have this deck? How do you work with this deck? What do you think of it? What are your thoughts? Let me know down in the comments below. Blessings, everyone, of course. I'm going to send all of you out with blessings. Thank you for hanging in with me. Sending selenite blessings to all of you. Take care.